Every day we go to and from work in our cars, driving along, taking for granted the traffic lights work, and also taking for granted how our driving experiences have taught us to react to yellow lights. But little do we know there's actually a science to it. Physical science applied to making a traffic light work the way it should, in which I'm going to now explain in this video. When it comes down to installing a traffic signal for an intersection, there's so many things you need to think about. And these we call variables. These variables include how long yellow light is, yellow light time, how fast the driver responds to something, the speed at which the vehicles are moving, the negative acceleration rate, and the width of the intersection. We chose this intersection of Meadows Road North, US 45, and Denison Drive in Bourbonnais because it's so diverse. You have 3 lanes coming in off of Meadows Road, 2 from Denison, and 5 from both sides from 45. And you also get some very interesting people, and it's really busy, so it's more of a chance someone's going to do something wrong. We then timed the yellow light, found out it was a 4-second long light. Then we measured the intersection and found out one lane from Denison Drive for safety reasons was 15 feet wide. We then multiplied that to cover off what the entire intersection width was. We then converted this to meters. It was 13.72 meters. Put this in with the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit and the reaction time of a semi-distracted human being of 1 second. And you get that the go zone is 126 meters and that the stop zone is 69 meters, but really the stop zone is infinite because you're not going to keep going if there's a car stopped in front of you, are you? After observing for a while, we found out that cars passing this pole, if their brake lights aren't on, then they're not stopping because you cannot stop safely between this pole and the intersection. So, as it turns out, I think we found a good marker for the stop zone. Now let's see who stops after this pole. Well, it looks like everyone's safely stopped after that pole. Let's go see how the cross traffic light's doing. But before we continue, we need to get new data because the speed limit is now 25 miles an hour. And you no longer just have 2 lanes or 3 lanes you're crossing. You now have to cross about 5 lanes to completely go across the intersection. So, we now have to retime the traffic light to see if it's any different from the traffic light on US 45. No, still 4 seconds. Well, it's still not like everything's the same. We now have a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit and a 22.86 meter intersection to cross. So the new go zone is now 77.14 meters and our stop zone is 42.36 meters. Really though, again, like I said, stop zone's infinite from beyond the go zone. Now, there are other variables to discuss. These variables include human reaction time, which I set as 1 second because I thought it was a very good average for people who are being very attentive and reacting the right way, people who are distracted and not paying attention. So I thought I'd just cut it on the middle, say 1 second. Then you have to think of negative acceleration rate. Now the negative acceleration rate I put as 18 meters per second because there's one website where I found that most cars are 20 meters per second, which I will include a link to in the description. But I figured that, maybe not all cars stop so fast. So I kind of just did a self-assumed cut right there and put it down to 18 meters per second. Because you do have trucks and whatnot driving over the intersection in addition to cars. When it comes to intersections, you have 2 main zones. You have the go zone where you're safe to proceed through the intersection and the stop zone where you need to stop and you're not safe to go through the intersection. At this time, I'd like to bring up that there are other zones besides the stop and go zone. This includes the overlap zone, where you have a safe barrier to where the go zone overlaps into the stop zone. If a car is caught in this zone when the yellow light comes up, you actually have an option to where you can stop safely and you can proceed through the intersection safely. I find that there is one present at this intersection, as I was showing a clip coming up. And then there is a dilemma zone where you can, if a car is caught in this zone when the light turns yellow, you cannot stop or proceed through safely. And this intersection does not seem to have that, thankfully, because it does cause problems. That's all I have for you. Thanks for watching.